If it's Wednesday and you're a regular of this broadcast, you know we like to talk about money. So let's talk about money and our children, because many of the children in our lives will be graduating from high school and or college. We magically expect them to know what to do with their money. Are they really ready, though, to make financial decisions? And are we setting the right examples for them? Well, we're going to try and set you on the right path to give the children in your life all the tools they need, the knowledge, the confidence, and the motivation to make adult money decisions. And it all starts with this book, Launching Financial Grown-Ups. Joining us now is the author and certified financial planner, Bobbie Rebell. First of all, you look fantastic, and congratulations on this book. I know it's been a long time in the making.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Your story is inspiring as well, and we'll get to that in a bit, but let's talk about children and our money. I am the mother of a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, and my niece is 21, and she's about to graduate. So this book is right up their alley because you focus on young adults between 16 and 26. What is it about that age range that made you want to focus?
Well, first of all, I needed this book, Marysol, because I had kids that were in this age range and I was stumbling, and there really wasn't a lot out there. There's a lot out there for younger kids. But, you know, at 16, that's a time that, you know, kids start thinking about money because maybe they want a car. Maybe they're thinking about how college is going to get paid for. Maybe they have a first job. They have some investable money. And then at the outset, a lot of people have perceived that kids should sort of be out of the house at 18, maybe 22. Right. But let's get real. With the ACA, Obamacare, a lot of kids are tied to us financially because of health insurance and, of course, the gig economy.
Right. They graduate and then they come back home. I thought I got rid of you, but you're still here.
Yes.
So, Bobbie, what are some of the things that we can do as parents right now to help our kids become financial adults, from financial kids to financial adults?
Yeah, it's really important to keep it about them, not you. So you don't want to be holding them to arbitrary age milestones that we perceive from our generation. You want to help them achieve their goals. If they come to you with a problem, help them find solutions. You should be the solution. And that's especially true if the solution involves a check, because the truth is a lot of us can be concierge parents where we can just say, oh, well, you know, you need that. Let me just write the check, instead of saying, well, let's work through how to pay off that debt or whatever it may be, how to pay for that friend's wedding you want to attend. So you want to do that, and also be clear that while you have expectations, you also have confidence in them that they can do it. Right. Don't do everything for them. Let them know they're good. They're good. They're good to go.
I find that when it's time to pay bills, I kind of let them hover over me, and they're like, or even last night, there was lacrosse gear that needed to be purchased, and they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that cost that much. And I was like, yep, welcome to adulthood. Get used to it. But you know, this is an even crazier time for them because inflation is at a 40-year high. If any of the young people in our life expect to move to New York, rents are ridiculous. So what can parents and the other adults in their lives do to help our almost adult children? How do we help them out financially, but not cripple them, you know, not undermine them? You mentioned, you know, it's very easy to just write a check and say, okay, go. But that's not necessarily the right thing to do.
Absolutely. And first of all, I love that you come at it with empathy, knowing that these kids are facing a tough world. Things are very expensive. So it's important to let them know what their life costs. So for example, it's okay to keep them on your health insurance, as I said earlier, until age 26, because that's available to them. It's a resource for the family, but let them know what that costs so that they're aware that that will eventually be something they have to pay. It's also important to not create extra expenses because, for example, putting a child on their own phone plan, that may cost more money in total for the whole family ecosystem. That's just silly. But let them know what their portion costs. And if it's right for your family, maybe they pay for just what their phone line costs, so they get a sense of it. They have some skin in the game, but it's not too much. It's also important to be open to them moving home, as you said, because life is so expensive, but have that exit strategy so that they're aware that this is not a forever thing, and they're kind of budgeting and getting ready for that. And then back to expectations, have those expectations, have a timeline, but again, confidence that they can meet those expectations. Believe in your kids. They're great.
Yeah. And I mentioned, those are all fantastic tips. And I mentioned sharing how much lacrosse gear costs, but how much should we as parents or adults in our children's lives share our own vulnerabilities with our children, short of scaring the living daylights out of them?
Well, that's exactly the point. So we don't want to scare the living daylights out of our kids. We want them to feel secure and not worry about the family finances, especially when they're younger. But as they get older, we want to also give them sort of some empathy for what they're going through by showing them that we've gone through many of those experiences ourselves, that we did live in a total dump with lots of roommates when we first started out. And we did, I ate mac and cheese, when I was younger with my friend. We would share the 99-cent box because that's the budget that we were on. It's age appropriate. And to not feel like they have to live the way that you live in your 40s or 50s or 60s, wherever you are now, that they can be where they are now and that they're doing great and that you're there and you've been there.
Oh my goodness, this is such fantastic advice. Bobbie Rebell, thank you so much for all your wisdom. I will definitely be poring over this with my own children. And congratulations on the book. 6 years in the making.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, 6 years since my last book, so thank you. And I hope everyone likes the book.
I'm sure they will.
I hope it helps people.
I'm sure they will. For more financial tips, pick up Launching Financial Grownups, available now.